Yeah. Go on.
3. The Blessed Lord said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who realize the self. The contemplative are inclined to understand it by empirical philosophical speculation, and the active are inclined to know it by devotional service. Purport. In the second chapter, verse 39, the Lord has explained two kinds of procedure, namely Samkhya Yoga and Karma Yoga, or Buddhi Yoga.
Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means analyzing the material elements and dovetail it with the Supreme. This is called Sankhya Yoga. Sammak khapayate. Or things are very explicitly explained for understanding of the common man. That is called Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Yoga. And another is Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. Go on.
In this verse, the Lord explains the same more clearly. Samkhya Yoga, or the analytical study of the nature of spirit and matter, is the subject for persons who are inclined to speculate and understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy. The other class of men work in Krishna consciousness, as is explained in verse 61 of the same second chapter. The Lord has explained also in verse 39 that by working under the principles of Buddhi Yoga, or Krishna consciousness, one can be relieved from the bonds of action. And furthermore, there is no flaw in the process. The same principle is more clearly explained in verse 61, that this Buddhi Yoga is to depend entirely on the Supreme, or more specifically, on Krishna. And in this way, all the senses can be brought under control very easily. Therefore, both the yogas are interdependent as religion and philosophy. Religion without philosophy is sentiment, or sometimes fanaticism, while philosophy without religion is mental speculation. The ultimate goal is Krishna, because
there are certain class of men who are simply philosophizing, and there are certain class of men who are simply blindly following religious ritualistic processes. So, Bhagavad Gita is combination of both. That is scientific. You should be religious, but should understand everything philosophically. Otherwise one becomes fanatics, religious fanatics. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is clearly said that Chaitanya dayar katha karaho vichar. You people, you try to understand the gifts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by your philosophical understanding, not blindly, philosophical. And vichar karile chitte paibe chamatkar. If you are actually a wise man, then you will find it is sublime. And if you simply stick to your own religious ritualistic principle, don't try to understand the philosophy of everything, then you become a fanatic. So we should not become religious fanatics nor dry mental speculators. Both these classes of men are dangerous. They cannot make any advance. The combination. You should be religious, but try to understand each and every line philosophically. Just like in the Bible, there is the statement, God created this universe. It is a fact. But because modern educated persons are not explained how God created, how the process of creation, these things are explained in the Bhagavad. how the sky became in existence, then the earth became in existence, the fire became in existence. There is a process, general graduation. Actually, God has created the world, that is, there is no doubt about it. But because it is not philosophically explained, the modern educated person, they don't accept. So, Bhagavad Gita, you will find everything a combination of religious sentiments plus philosophical understanding. That is one. Go on.
The ultimate goal is Krishna, because the philosophers, who are also sincerely searching after the absolute truth, come in the end to Krishna consciousness. This is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The whole process is to understand the real position of the self in relation to the super self. The indirect process is philosophical speculation, by which gradually one may come to the point of Krishna consciousness. And the other process is by directly connecting with everything in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, if you want to go to the goal by philosophical speculation, analyzing, this is not spirit, this is neti, this is not Brahma, this is not spirit, that also will help you. But in this age, such philosophical study, not in this age, every age, that is a very long-term process. But when people lived for a very, very long time, it was possible to arrive at the goal of life by such process. But in this age, there is no time. I do not know what is going to happen to me just after coming out or while I am sitting in this room. Even a big man, President Kennedy, he was going in procession. He never expected that he will be shot, but he is shot. So there is no certainty of our life, this age. Therefore, we should take up the quick method for self-realization. The long-term method will not help us. We are not prepared for neither. That is the short-term, immediate effective. Chant Hare Krishna, an immediate effect. Gone.
The indirect process is philosophical speculation, by which gradually one may come to the point of Krishna consciousness. And out of the other process is by directly connecting with everything in Krishna consciousness. Out of these two, the path of Krishna consciousness is better, because the philosophical process does not purify the senses. Krishna consciousness is itself.
Philosophical process, you can show by jugglery of words your academic qualification, but it will not take you to the right. We have seen many such philosophical speculators. They are simply talking in the meeting, but that's all. And if we study their private character, it is less than ordinary man. Less than ordinary. That will not help us in this age. You see, you may take some credit in a meeting. Oh, he is very nice speaker. So what is that? If you become a nice speaker, what will help you in your spiritual realization? This is, if you do a 1 minute Hare Krishna, it will give you immediate result. 1 second, if you chant or hear. This is so nice. Direct method. Immediate. God.
Krishna consciousness is itself the purifying process, and by the direct method of devotional service, it is simultaneously easy